1, 2, the cut down. We have the Apple iMac 2021, now powered by the famous, forget the infamous, the famous M1 first generation Apple Silicon computing chip. And boy, has it not impressed me in terms of the engineering and the remastering and the redesign. But my goodness, on the flip side, has it not upset a decent amount of people that were expecting something different? And you lot are gonna make me sound like I'm gonna be defending Apple in this stretch, and this is gonna be very, very strange for me, but I actually think people are hella overreacting of what Apple have done as a totality, in my personal opinion. I'm not saying that things that haven't been done on this don't all make sense. No one's gonna ever agree, but fully in terms of how people are going at Apple for what they've done with the iMac 2021 refresh, I'm perplexed. I'm actually perplexed. Now, I did a whole roundup of the Apple 420 event for all the products that they announced, right? And that was done on the Lover of Tech channel. But again, definitely go subscribe to the Lover of Tech channel. We're breaking it down on the cut down. We're pretty much going to be seeing what we're going to be discussing in regards to the iMac redesign. And to me, I just think people are wilding out a bit too much, in my personal opinion. In my humble and personal opinion. So let's go to the Apple website and see what's good. When you land on the apple.com UK website, you pretty much see the iMac slapped bang in the face, and we have it. This is it. This is retrospective minus the silver color of the retro Apple logo. Say hello to the new iMac, inspired by the best of Apple, transformed by the M1 chip, stands out in any space, fits perfectly into your life, starting from £1,249. Obviously, though, like I said, go watch my roundup and you see everything in there that I did. But we just want to give it a much more nuanced look through Apple's website and see. Obviously, 7 vibrant hues of color. Obviously, you've got the blue, green, pink, silver, yellow, orange, and you have purple. I love these colors. I can't wait to see it in person. Hella thin to the point where we're talking about 11.5 millimeters thin. And it's the M1 that enables it, because it is based on an all system on a chip design. They didn't kill the headphone port. The headphone port is moved to the side from the back because apparently the depth and the thickness of the headphone port wouldn't really work with the thickness of how the iMac has been, done right now. Perfectly sized, poise stand, but apparently there is a model that comes with a vase mount as well. A perfectly poised stand, incredibly fast Thunderbolt ports as well. So you've got USB 3 and then you've got 2 of them that are Thunderbolt. Okay, and that's for the top spec model. You've got a magnetic power connector as well, which I think is quite clever. It's a 4.5K display, it's 24 inches, but in terms of the space in the footprint, you are still looking at it as the same physical size as the 21.5-inch displays, just for the fact that they've slimmed the packaging of it as well. And then what they've done is they've improved it with what is not just a high resolution but a larger sensor, apparently, that captures more light, and the class leading image signal processor that you find on the M1 as well. So this is much needed. This is so long overdue. I'm so glad that they've sorted us out, which is great. Shows you the ISP pipeline and how it behaves for video, potentially pictures as well, but it's more important for video. And again, you've got the studio quality mics, but what they are boasting is the fact that you get in studio quality audio, and apparently what they're saying, this is the best audio that you're going to find on a Mac, even more so than the iMac Pro. And I see the iMac Pro every week at church, and that iMac Pro speakers is crazy for built-in speakers in an all-in-one system. And if they're saying this is going to be even better, that's going to be impressive. And again, M1 with Big Sur, which has the cross compatibility now where you're able to run iOS apps and iPad OS apps on there, as well as obviously all the things that you have with Mac OS that's there as well. natively built on the Apple Silicon or with Rosetta at the minute with the emulation, which seems to still be running really good. And the peripherals that come with it, i.e., depending on what model you have, it's great to see Touch ID on the keyboard. I think it will still be good to be able to have both. They should have found a way to put Face ID on the monitor as well. But hey, this is great to see that Touch ID is now wirelessly being done, and it's a Magic Keyboard. Yep, at a glance, this is what you're getting. And again, you're familiar with the M1. We won't really go into deep into M1. It's been done to the point, but obviously you've got the M1 chip that unifies up to 16 gigabytes of RAM and also 2 terabytes of onboard storage. It's starting at that price of the base. That's with just the 2 Thunderbolt ports, and then these higher up models with the SSD upgrades are in there as well. So you've got the M1 that has the 7-core GPU, and you've got the 8-core GPU, near enough the same, up to difference. You've got the storage and configurability as you go up to the higher model. That's a specific resolution, 4480 by 2520, 500 nits of brightness, which is great, P3 color gamut, DCI P3, True Tone, which I never like. And then you've got obviously the one external display output through Thunderbolt that can actually give you 6K resolution at 60 Hertz. And again, it's the input output, the IO limitations of M1 really does show, but it's just a first generation hiccup. And then here we are. You've got Thunderbolt with the USB 4 protocol that's built in for both models. But it's just that when it comes to the IO limitation, if you go up to the higher model, then you're getting USB 3 because the M1 limits how many Thunderbolt ports that you can have. You can only have 2 at the minute. And it pretty much shows you everything that you get here. Now, the Ethernet has been moved. The Ethernet, obviously, because it's too thin now, the Ethernet connection has now been moved to the new magnetic cable. But that, from what I know, you would have to get it on a higher model. You benefit from that from the higher model that comes with the 4 USB-C ports, 2 of them being Thunderbolt, 2 of them being USB-C, USB 3, Bluetooth 5.0 technology. This is the way, and it's 143 watt power supply that comes with it as well. So far, the middle of the park one looks to be the best value, just for the fact that you're getting all 4 ports, you're getting the gigabit Ethernet, you're getting a Magic Keyboard with Touch ID as well. It looks to be the one where paying that extra £200 looks to make sense. Obviously, you can configure it up, but every single pre-configured model that you're going up and seeing, it's the same unified memory at 8 gigabytes, unless you spec it higher. Here's where people are going crazy. They're going crazy over the chin. They're going crazy over the chin. And I just want to put it out there. I think maybe the only part for me that makes a lot of sense that people might be wilding out at is potentially the white borders or the white bezels. I think in terms of viewership, right, and also white balance into your eyes, I think they should have done black borders. I think they should have done that. I get it for the styling and the light nature of the pastel colors and the different two-tone nature of the screen, as well as obviously the base of it. I get it. It probably, the white borders suit the whole redesign, right? And I hate to be one to say this, I don't see the chin to be a problem. I think if the chin was there for the pro models that they're doing, I think that would be a problem. But I think for these ones, I don't see it to be an issue. I really don't. I really do not. I think people are just, I'm not saying people are reaching. I think it would be unfair to say people are reaching. I think people make good valid points based on the fact that you're staring at the screen more. You want the screen to be more aesthetically pleasing rather than the back of the size. 100% get where you're coming from. I really do. I really do. Right? Some were expecting a bigger display. Hey, I think they're going to leave that for the pro models when they can have a much more powerful chip that has better input outputs. You can support maybe up to 6 Thunderbolt ports with the ability to still have an SD card slot in there. Hey, the madness of the SD card slot, that's something that I can understand. But I think the overall look of it, right, I don't see it as an issue. Again, I want to see it in real life, but I think people making it seem like Apple didn't try, I don't think it's right. I think from an engineering point, I think this is a very beautiful device. It's not for me. I want to put it out there. I can respect a product that is still not for me. I depend, and I said it in my roundup on Lover of Tech, that I'm someone that depends on expandability and peripherals internally with PCI Express. I could never use a Mac as my dedicated, workstation. It just doesn't work for me. I don't think it will ever work for me. Maybe on a portable side, it potentially could, but I value having the ability to use gaming and other, dedicated graphics card features that I use on a daily basis that I just don't want to ever give up, and I don't have to. But I think for where this target audience is, for who it's meant to be, more the mass audience that wants to have very, very powerful but yet very efficient all-in-one. Apple are the kings of all-in-one. You have to give them credit where credit is due. No one competes with them with an all-in-one system, but they've made it more fun. I don't think how people are entitled to their concerns, but I really don't think the issues and the problems that they're having with the design being ugly, to say this looks ugly, I think it's reaching, in my personal opinion. Is it perfect? No. Do they have to get the display and the design correct for the 27-inch or the 30-inch model that potentially might be coming out with the more powerful system on a chip? I believe so. I think they need to make that one slightly thicker and get it closer to that Pro XDR display. 100% I agree. But for this one, nah, I don't think so. And call me going against the grain. Call me being an Apple fanboy, which, trust me, I'm the last person you will ever see to be an Apple fanboy, right? I don't drill rumors and stuff into the ground expecting them to be doing no. But I just call it as it is, based on sometimes instinct, taking a step back. I've seen other people's reactions, and I'm just like, yo, really? So that's me personally. That's my personal opinion on it. I respect what Apple have done. I think this proves the scalability of the M1 platform. This fully aligns the vision of something that they've been pulling off with their software integration with their class-leading system on a chip design based on our ARM architecture, ARM architecture. Yeah. Again, just be warned that obviously the base model only comes in the 4 colors. So the color that you're there, less input outputs. The middle model probably looks to be the best value. But this is making computing fun, but with a hidden level of power and optimization with the M1 chips that we've been seeing from people, man. You can't deny that unification out of what they've done. And it's only uphill from here. In my personal opinion, I think the 24-inch iMac looks great. I think it looks great, but I think from an engineering technicality, it's impressive. It is impressive in my personal opinion. My views may change if and when I ever see it in person, since now stores are slowly beginning to open up. But yeah, man, honestly, I think people are just reaching, and I think the design overall, engineering wise as well as aesthetically, looks great. It looks fun and it looks solid. Those are my initial thoughts on the Apple iMac with M1 finally redesigned for 2021.